lightweighting is a key focus area of the Indian automotive industry. And to tell us more about one of the new innovations which is expected to hit the Indian market in not so distant future, we have with us Mr. S. Shankar of the Anand Automotive Group and Chris Taylor of UK's Axon Automotive. So first of all, Mr. Shankar, could you tell us the lightweighting? We have seen a lot of efforts in steel and aluminium. Carbon fiber, we have not heard of any examples in the Indian market. So by when can we expect to see something in production vehicle in India?
Fantastic question. That's the question what all investors will look forward to. Let me begin with saying that lightweighting or carbon fiber is a solution to something bigger. It is not about replacing steel with aluminum and aluminum with carbon fiber. It doesn't work that way. It has to start with a much larger goal. And I think all of us are working on one single thought process, which is a much larger goal across the planet, and that is to improve the fuel efficiency of vehicles. One of the ways to improve fuel efficiency is to reduce weight. And one of the ways to reduce weight is to work on composites, which are much lighter. However, to see the daylight of carbon fibers, there is a big change in mindset required at all entrepreneur levels, in that we need to look at it as a holistic solution rather than picking up one part and converting it into a carbon fiber. And what we are introducing over here is a concept that we are wanting to explore. Can we reduce the weight of a certain heavy steel assembly by at least 50%?
At least 50%.
At least 50%. And the solutions we have is you
and
can
up
go
to?
up to 70%. So that's a surprise. You need to set a goal which looks difficult and then you aspire it. So rather than a goal, it's an aspiration.
Right.
And in this, we are found a partner in Autocar Axon of UK, who in the last 10 years have put a lot of energy into basic research of understanding how a fiber carbon behaves vis-a-vis how a metal behaves. A metal is solid, here it is not a solid entity. So there's a lot of interest in the research, but now a time has come for us to focus on identifying a platform or a concept and demonstrate that concept and take away the fears which answer questions like, oh, this is lighter, will it have crash resistance? Oh, it is lighter, will we be able to bolt it? Oh, it is lighter, will we be able to weld it? So we need to demonstrate something that works, and then I would bet that in no time this will start rolling.
But do you see our, say, OEMs in India warming up to a concept like this one? Because everyone is so cost-driven, and without a doubt, this at least initially, by the time you get the economies of scale, it will be quite premium in terms of the cost factor.
I would say I would have had a doubt possibly a year ago, because the way Indian strategy has been working on saving costs or lightweighting is, do I get a benefit on per piece cost? And if it is led by supply chain management methodology, it's not going to work. But the biggest thrill that we have had, Chris and I, is the leaders from the industry in automotive are demonstrating a much nobler goal and saying that how can we use this concept? They spend time in understanding the concept, and now the question they are asking is, how can we quickly demonstrate to our own people that it is feasible? And this demonstrated leaders' mindset with a vision, I know for sure this will come sooner than much later.
Well, that's good to hear. Chris, you are the creator of this, and very key highlights of this concept in terms of its qualities. Could you share with us?
Well, the key point really with this is that we've developed a process that is suitable for volume automotive applications. So we started with the end goal in mind of high volume automotive appropriate costs. So our process is developed with that goal in mind. It's a low cost volume process using a braided solution, which gives us a very low waste as well. Typically carbon composite construction is quite a high waste process. So we developed a flexible solution really to achieve that.
Also, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, the production procedure of, say, a McLaren car where you have, see, a lot of carbon fiber, and as against the time for production in a mass market, huge difference. So will it be able to kind of meet those requirements of high volume, fast production requirements?
I think you've highlighted two things there. There's a lot of carbon in a McLaren type structure. It's a very labour intensive process as well. Very high accuracy of material placement. This is a much simpler process. It's an out of autoclave process, so it's much faster in that respect. We put a lot of effort into also ensuring that we have the engineering tools behind us to enable us to design very efficient structures using the smallest amount of material possible.
And how heavy is this structure that you have showcased here? Would you be able to show it?
This is purely a concept structure, but this weighs 10 kilograms.
10 kilograms. So same structure, same qualities of say conventional steel would be how?
This is 70% lighter than a conventional steel equivalent.
That's quite interesting. And so this, as I can see, it's a concept for a LCV chassis. So say in terms of say structure for an SUV, for example. So what could be the weight advantage? No? And
again, you're looking at a similar saving, but we have done an SUV concept for an OEM which weighed 72 kilograms.
These are figures which are, I mean, which surprises one, right?
What is important to bear in mind is, it's not that it is less safe or it is very difficult to manufacture. That's where the innovative ideas have come in, and then technology from Axon is supporting this, that we are reducing the weight and adding to the strength. And what focus they have put on in research is how to make it more crash worthy, how to make it more easy to replace, because it's not only providing a new value of a new specification, we need to focus on a new function, what it does and what it doesn't do. And to that extent, I think the focus that we have from Anand, the focus that they have from Axon, and the focus we see in the senior leadership team of OEMs in India, all of them seeming to be converging on to create a new platform where we demonstrate the concept. And to just pick a phrase you used 2 minutes ago, LCV, I don't think anybody would have done it into production thing in the world. The question that we are asking ourselves in India is, why do we have to copy and wait for somebody else to do it? Why can't we do it ourselves? And I think this mindset of we want to do it ahead of the rest of the world is one of the key enablers to the success of this concept.
Right. And also talking about crashworthiness, how does it compare to a similar structure in conventional steel?
You have a great improvement in performance because a composite material with our internal bracing structure, we can use 100% of the material to absorb the energy rather than relying on plastic deformation and having residual metal there. So it's a big improvement.
What happens in the event of a crash, for example, like in steel, it deforms. In carbon fiber?
Because of the internal structure, you get selective destruction. It doesn't shatter. So you are able to absorb energy in that manner.
And now that when do you plan to form an entity between Axon and Anand Automotive?
Looking at the response we have got today and the exploration that has been done, I'm not qualified to define the date, but you will hear from it. And if we have come here together to demonstrate it, the announcement is not far away, I would say.
On that note, gentlemen, thank you very much. It's a pleasure talking to you, and all the best with your plans. And thank you very much for watching.